Much for joining us and staying with us. Now, yesterday's killing of Ivy Wangechi, a 16th university student at Moi University, has sent shockwaves among students, parents, and other members of the public. The killing is the latest in the series that was seen students killed under mysterious circumstances. This raises pertinent questions on what exactly ails our institutions of higher learning. To help us understand this more, we have in studio, to my immediate left, Johnston Daniel, a former president, Daystar University Students Association. Next to him is Lily Mwangi, who is a vice chair at Kenyatta University Students Association. And last but not least, we have Dr. Geoffrey Wango, who is a psychologist and senior lecturer at the University of Nairobi. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
I'll start with you, Johnston. In your term, you were once president of Daystar University. Did you experience such cases?
Well, did we experience a case of a student who passed away? No. On occasion of a love triangle or some kind of love experimentation? No. Do we have cases of love gone wrong? Yes. There is quite a number. And the reality of our situation is that at the end of the day, outside our Christian focus and providing for counseling facilities, we have what we call Nuru counseling at Daystar University. Outside of that, people are allowed to live their lives.
What do you mean by love go wrong?
When I say love gone wrong, I mean a circumstance where boy meets girl, girl falls in love with boy, they do their shing-ding for 2-3 days. After the 3 days and the honeymoon period is over, they realize that they're individuals outside of this with visions and dreams and hopes that may differ from each other, and things begin to sour. They begin to look at alternatives, number one. Number two, they begin to realize that what their vision was is not where this person is going to take them. Number three, other realities in life kick in. Social status, for instance, and the reality of projections of what the future looks like. You forecast. Is this girl going to get from this man what she wants? Okay. Is this man going to get from this girl what she wants, what he wants? And when that happens, the sum total of it is there is a cooling of affections. And how that plays out depends on the individuals, depends on their background, depends on their environment. And many times it does go awry. It's just that it is in very specific cases like this one, where it goes all the way out.
Okay, what about you, Lily? Have you experienced such cases?
Personally, since I entered office, we haven't lost a student out of love. But I can say we have had a couple of cases of students who it didn't really get to the killing part, but people have suffered under the hands of their lovers. People have suffered under the hands of, people they felt that they had an intimate relationship with. And those are issues that I feel that we should be really discussing at this point in time. Being as young adults, these are people who are getting into intimate relationships for the first time, for most of them. They really have no experience, they have no life skills to handle such intimate relationships. And so at the end of the day, they're not able to cope with the circumstances that come in. When the reality is kicking in, as he said, that now the financial realities, the social realities kick in, tribal realities, now you're at a point that you're not able to handle all this.
All right, Dr. I'll come to you, because we're dealing with youth, aged around 18, 19, all the way up to maybe 35. These are people that are still finding themselves. One, how do they cope with relationships?
Thank you very much. I will talk also as a parent and as a counseling psychologist. So I would like to begin by really apologizing to the family and to offer my condolences at this time. And I'm very glad the second thing is, I'm very glad that KTN really features such a thing. Because this is what we should be talking about. I'm happy. I like Johnston and the student understanding of relationship. The truth is, most of the relationships gone badly are not discussed. In fact, to say the truth, so many students die or they are killed or they are injured in the course of a relationship. But the truth is, parents don't talk about it. First, because they don't know about it. And second, it's also hidden. And I actually wanted to pick from the two. Actually, I like the way Johnston said, a relationship. The first thing is, what is a relationship? That is the greatest problem we have. A relationship is an association. It's a connection. So Justin meets her, and they decide to have a relationship. Careful there. It's a relationship. It's an association. So you decide the two of you want to have a relationship. So it is a mutual understanding between two people. So this is where the problem is. People think that a relationship is, I want her to have a relationship with me and it's automatic. That's the greatest problem. I like what she picks on, something very, very quick one. Life skills. We are not teaching young people life skills. What is a relationship? I am a man, I fall in love with a girl, or she falls in love with me. Have we discussed what is our relationship? And that's why Justin says, do these people know what they are getting into? And he reaches a point, he says, someone gets lost. And that's where what is happening right now is we are not discussing romantic relationship and a very serious thing called jealousy. There's something we call jealous, and jealous is in two ways. One, there is the normal jealous, what we call romantic jealous. And in psychology, we talk about a more deadly thing called morbid jealousy. Now, people think that part of being in love, if Justin loves her, is his, and you hear people saying, when you love someone, you must be jealous of that person. No, it's not true. That's where we are having a problem. And it is bigger. By the way, I think we are only discussing students, with due respect, because they are the university.
Yes.
And this focus has come in. There are many more people killing others in society because they are jealous of them.
Yes.
And people think that when you love someone, you must be jealous of that person. It's not true. Jealous is a psychological deficiency. It's a person, when you're jealous of someone, you are not fulfilled in yourself. And that's what is happening. So this young man, with due respect, reaches a point where he feels this girl no longer loves me or is with someone else. So psychologically, what comes to him, and I don't want to get into the intricacies.
But we would get there. We will get there shortly, because we want to know exactly how does the mind process of a perpetrator.
Yes, that's how it. The mind goes this way. I want her. She doesn't want me, and I want her. So the mind pushes. That's why I mentioned the two things they have mentioned.
Yes.
One, does this person understand? That's why Justin started by saying, do we understand what's a relationship? A relationship is an association. Me and you are associated with each other.
Yes.
Two, she talks about life skills, and she mentioned it very carefully. So when this man feels, I love this girl, and this girl, let's give her due respect. She has a choice whom to love, and whom not to love. And again, we are Africans. We think that because you love a girl, she must love you. No. This is why the mind says, no, it's not automatic. This is why the mind says, I love her. She's moving with someone else. She's mine. Mind says, I eliminate her, or I harm her, or I kill her. It's not the right thing.
Okay, hold that thought. We will be getting back shortly, but I just want us to cross over to Mombasa, where our reporter Tobias Chanji is on standby at the University of Nairobi Mombasa campus. We'll be speaking to some students on this issue. Tobias Chanji, good morning. What exactly are the students saying about this sad issue?
It is, as you've said, a very horrific incident that happened at Moi University in Eldoret yesterday. And according to some of the students that we've spoken with, this issue cuts across. I'm now standing with a group of male students from the Department of Law in this campus, that is Nairobi University, Mombasa campus, to just pick their minds if the situation cuts across also this institution, or what happened in Moi Eldoret is also happening here. I'll start with you. Just give us your name, then give us your reaction towards what happened in Moi University Eldoret.
My name is Mohammed Bilo Abdi from the University of Nairobi School of Law. First of all, it's quite unfortunate that students are settling disputes, love disputes, political disputes through murder. In my view, the state should initiate investigations to ensure that there's compliance with human rights standards, and to ensure that those who are involved in these heinous activities are brought to book.
Is the same happening in your institution here?
You know, we are living a peaceful life in this institution, but in other institutions like Moi University, Like Kenyatta University, there have been these issues, and I think it's high time they start to take action.
Okay, thank you. Then just give us your name also and give us your reactions towards that.
Okay, my name is Eli Omondi Omenya, the Chief Mobilizer, WIAMO. Now, we have seen it to our own self that there's nothing for us without us. And as far as the critical issues affecting us, the young Kenyan citizens are concerned, we have come out so strongly and so bold and without fear or favor. We want to kindly request the national government to take it as a matter of concern, because we don't live by today, we live by tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, and there is no future for us without our security being taken into concern and the critical issues affecting us as the youths and as the comrades. The government, the county government of Mombasa and the national government, please, we kindly request you to put into place necessary strategies, or maybe you make sure that the security of comrades is taken into keen consideration, because we need an ample environment. We don't need to wake up early in the morning each and every day. Comrades have lost their lives in the name of love affairs, critical issues. It is not important. We need the government to take it as a matter of concern, and we will come out strongly to defend the rights and the security of comrades. And God bless Kenya. God bless University of Nairobi.
Okay, thank you. Then also give us your name, then tell us, can you kill in the name of love?
I'm Brian Joroge, also a third-year student of the University of Nairobi School of Law. And I don't think it's actually appropriate to end someone's life as due to love. There are many remedies. You can just move on with life. And life is very precious. And in the words of Justice Jesse Lesit, said there's no justifiable reason for killing a person. Yeah.
Have such incidents has also happened here in your environment?
In our university, not yet. And the only problems we face are maybe political reasons, but not any love issues thus far. And we are actually happy for that.
And what do you think should be done to safeguard maybe your stay here?
I think what should be done is maybe people should be more sober when approaching such reactions, or maybe when approaching such situations, because basically killing someone because of love is not acceptable in any society. Yeah.
Then maybe lastly, I can also pick your mind just over that issue, love triangle, killings in universities, Kenyan universities. What is your take on that?
I think that killings in Kenya University, I think that first of all, I think that comrades, there's no justifiable way, a justifiable reason as to why you should take the life of another in the name of love. So my call is that killing in the name of love is wrong, and we should not stand for that. Especially we as university students, I think that it's quite unfortunate that you end the life of another all in the name of love. I don't stand for that, and I believe that a majority of university students are also against that. Yeah.
If such an incident happens to you, how do you deal with it?
I believe that, when if it happens to me, I believe that, we should move on. Like, there's no justifiable reason as to you should kill another person in the name of love. Yeah. I think you should just move on.
Thanks a lot. Well, actually, those are sentiments from some of the students from this campus here in Mombasa. We tried to also look for ladies to just give us their opinion, but it seems they panicked being on TV. Back to the studio.
All right, thank you very much, Tobias Chanji there. Just getting some of the views of some students from the University of Nairobi Mombasa campus. I just want to come back to studio and I want to sample some of your feedback online. Magara Jesse says sponsorship. Common Enoch Kibet says, in my opinion, I think it is out of depression and distant parents who would have offered counseling. Let me just look for one more. Michael Okunolech says we need to raise good men. We need to teach men to always respect women, and violence is never a solution to anything. So I'll pick that up. You seem like you're okay. You want to say something before even...
I have to say this in defense of all men in this country. First of all, the law student who spoke quoted a justice.
Yes.
And the case from where that quote came was an issue of a female, a lady who I believe it was in the news.
Yes.
She was a beauty queen in prison.
Yes.
But she had stabbed the boyfriend, 45 times?
Yes.
So this is not a problem that's gender-based. Let's be very careful not to skew it in that way. Okay? Number two, let me also react to something else. I think, in my part, we're giving love a bad name.
Yeah.
You understand? Love, what we have, what these university students who are my colleagues have, is not love. It's a caricature of love, right? Let me be.
So what is love in your own way?
Let me tell you something. I don't think that by the time we leave high school, anyone has given us the time and care to introduce us to life and love. No one does. All the way to high school, you're all told, if you're found playing with a girl, my friend, you know, it's instant expulsion from high school, right? And look at it this way. These are university students, right? So these were the very best students in primary school and high school, the most compliant to the school rules. So they studied very hard to get to university, right? That means they've had no exposure to any form of relationship. They've had no exposure to any form of training on relationships, because your parents at home will not teach you, your teachers in school will not teach you, right? Your peers are just as lost as you are, and in any case, those who get involved in it get punished for it. So at the end of the day,
So are you saying you're one of the people who is actually lost? You're winging it.
Let's be clear. Let's be clear. We're not just all of us lost, including myself. The reality is this. The reality is this. We're fed a concept of love that is not love. We're fed a concept of love, for us boys, for instance, in high school, of conquest. The first school rule I learned in my school was don't breeze, which means if there's girls around, why are you talking to men? What's your business with men? You know, you need to be talking to that girl. It doesn't matter what you're talking about, just be seen with a girl. Do you understand? So conquest is what we were taught. On the other side, girls are supposed to be able to do just what men can do, only better. So if us guys are risque and we are, as it were, dogs, right? They're no different, just the opposite
The
sex.
female version,
Do you
yes.
understand? And the reality is, that's the kind of love that's playing out. It is an accessory to our other acquisitions. We were top of our classes. We went to university to do the best courses. The next thing that music videos tell you need to have is a fine woman or a beautiful man right next to you. It's another acquisition. It's an accessory. That's not love. Now, accessorizing in this form, when it takes on the things that are intimate to love, you get, when you guys get intimate, right? You're accessorizing with something you're not supposed to accessorize with. And obviously it's going to translate into consequences that you hadn't anticipated.
Okay.
Last thing.
Yes.
You call this young man a perpetrator. Yes, he has done a grave crime, make no mistakes. But understand, in his mind, he's not a perpetrator. He's a man who has been cheated of something he believed was his.
And we'll get to that, because we want to understand the mind of the man or the perpetrator, either man or woman in this case. But before we get that, he's sort of blaming society. As leaders, you also have a role to play. Despite the fact that we're all fresh, despite the fact that you're all trying to figure out how life is supposed to work at that age, as leaders, what exactly do you do to ensure that such cases don't really occur?
Most of what we've done is empower mental health, because we're realizing that most of these issues are stemming from mental health issues. Like you said, from depression, from lack of emotional support way back from home. You realize that in our generation, our parents are mostly concentrating on looking for money, looking for assets, and so they've really neglected the emotional part of this child. So you're growing up being told you have to study hard, you have to go to campus, you have to do this. Nobody really asks you, Ashley, are you okay? Ashley, how are you doing? So no one is concerned. So back from home, you come into campus and you find this young man, like for example, in my instance is a lady, I find this young man who is willing to give me that ear to listen to me, who is willing to, come and talk about issues that I can really talk about with my parents at this age in time. And so I'm more inclined emotionally to this guy. And this relationship for me becomes a do or die situation, such that when he walks away, I have nowhere to now lean on. And that is where now the problem is coming in. And as leaders, I believe we have a role to play, being in terms that these people have believed in us to lead them. So we really have to support them emotionally. For example, in Kenyatta University, we have a club that's called Amazing Minds. And we started Amazing Minds when we realized there's no safe space for anyone in this country. Everyone is so busy, everyone is on their phones, everyone is looking for money, everyone is looking for things, you know, and we don't have time to talk to each other, we don't have meaningful friendships anymore. And so we realize most people are going through so much, they don't have any space to vent to. And so we need to come up with support groups as leaders for our own institutions, for our own students, that we support each other, because you realize some things I cannot be able to talk to him about them because the age gap, and I feel that he may not even understand me, you know. At this point, talking to my parents about some issues, they ask you, did you go to campus to read, or did you go to campus to get into information?
Okay, Dr. You're a parent, you're also a psychologist.
I agree.
I'll let you answer this as a parent, because there's so many allegations being sent your way.
Incidentally, admittedly, let's admit it, they are true.
Okay.
Yes, they are true. I like the way the two of them express it. You might think Johnson has a big sentiment, but the truth is, we have tried to tell people that we need to be careful with what is going on in schools, which is a fact. By the time this good student, whom we call the super A or whatever, goes through school, Form 1 to Form 4, this person is not equipped with the relationship. And that's why I started by defining what's a relationship.
Yes.
Because for instance, what do you have when you are a teen between 12 and 19 years? You're simply, and I like the way he put it. In fact, I wish he had more time. He actually started by saying, we need to differentiate between love, passion, and relationship.
Okay.
So
parents are failing us.
It's not just parents, it's the teachers and the society. And two, we need to come more into what she's talking about. We need to equip the young people to understand this is what is a relationship, this is what is love, this is whom to go to when you have a need. Do this, like this gentleman with the duties, or let's begin even with the girl. Did this girl know that she was in danger? Did she?
How do you
exactly.
know that you're in danger?
How do you know you're in danger? Like now, one of the things we should have been telling people is, we should have been teaching people what is, he puts it so well, and she has done it exactly the same way. Do we teach people do people know what's a relationship? What is love? What is passion? Do we teach people what is personality? Do people know what is, how do you tell when this personality, like we have people in psychology who talk about personality disorder, especially the narcissistic, the people who suffer from morbid jealousy. These are people, and she mentions the ones with mental, sort of, let's say, call it psychological conditions that cannot sustain a relationship. Do you tell someone, how can I tell that the person I'm dealing with is no longer the ordinary person? I don't want to use normal and abnormal, because people say those are not good words. But how can I tell that I'm dealing with a relationship? When someone says, I'm going to kill you, that is not an ordinary relationship. Did this girl know she was in danger? Because if she had known, she would have been working with comrades. But now we have not even told this girl. When this guy reaches a point, he tells you, hey, wait a minute, this relationship is getting out of hand, you're not doing very well. We are only picking and saying, some people have also checked the tweets, and some people are saying the girl was cheating and all that.
Yeah.
But what is cheating? Have we thought about how to handle cheating?
Yeah.
And that's why I like the way they are saying, when she certainly tells you our relationship is over and I want to move away from you, and ABCD, I like the way she says we chat. Have we called him and chatted with him and told him, excuse me, this girl now has made a decision and she has found new love?
Yeah, but it depends. Is that person, is the spouse or the person in the relationship willing to accept that? But before you answer that,
I like that because you remember, we are dealing with a 19 to 22-year-old, not an adult. So this person is more emotionally overwhelmed. I like the way they put it. Yeah. This is my love. This is the end of the world. It's not me. You know, me, I can say, it doesn't have to be. For them, for a young person, I like the way they put it. This is it.
Okay. So we also want to talk about the signs. At what point do you say, okay, this is going out of hand, I need to start looking the other way? But before we do that, let's just cross over to Nyeri, where Ibrahim Karanja is also joining us with students of Kimathi University to try and understand these killings involving students. Ibrahim, good morning. What are the students saying?
Well, good morning, Michelle. I am at the Dedan Kimathi University of Technology, where this news has actually brought mixed reactions to students, most of them having lots of comments on this particular topic, some actually saying that one should know when to step out when a relationship goes south. I'll be engaging these particular students to get their sentiments, to get their feelings, and know what exactly they feel with the recent cases of murder in universities. If you may come closer, sir, kindly come close. You are live on KTN News. Let's start with your name. Yesterday, we saw a university student being murdered. So far, much as the reasons are not clear, there are allegations that she was murdered after being involved in a love triangle. As a student in a university, what are your sentiments because of what happened yesterday and the recent spate of killings in universities?
Well, first, my name is Paul, and I think what happened yesterday is not really good. And I think people should learn to talk out when you have issues, because killing someone because of a love triangle, I don't think that's good. So I think if your relationship is not going on well, what I would advise you is just get out of the relationship, go and look for someone else who you think you will go on well.
Is it easy to get out and leave the relationship from where you sit?
Well, it's not easy, but you need to work to make sure that but you see, if you continue staying in the relationship, that's where the issue of killing is coming in. So even if it is not easy, you should try as much as you can to get out of the relationship if it is not working.
Thank you. Let me engage your colleagues here. Sir, come closer. Kindly tell me your name. And then your colleague says that one should walk out of a relationship. But here's the point. Are we at an age in campus? Are we at an age where we are ready to accept when a relationship goes south? Or should we completely steer off relationships?
Naitwa Mutuma Pius, nafanya biko. Ile naweza sema, kama uko in a relationship, unaingia relationship yenye unajipanga, alafu relationship si ya kila mtu. Unajua kama utavumilia na kama utawezana naye. Alafu tena ile naweza sema, watu wachane na university student ama girls. Watu unajua sasa kama mtu ako broke, anaweza ingia relationship kama anaona anasaidika hapo. Sasa ile lakini most of them 90% wanaingia relationship ya situation zinawaforce hapo. Sisi kila mtu ako hapo ndio anakupenda. Sasa tafute mtu anakupenda na usiinvest na yeye, si mzazi wake. Sasa kama unasikia kuna wengine wanasema wengine umemlipia fees. So unamlipia mtu fees na pia ni student. So mkiachana hiyo kitu lazima itakuma. So the best thing ni hiyo, utafute mtu mwenye uko na relationship na alafu aache kuinvest. Na ikiwezekana waachane na student wa university.
Naomba pia kabla nizungumze na hawa jamani, nizungumze na the lady here. Niambie, you are in campus. What is the worst you have ever seen in terms of relationships? Perhaps a friend you know who has been in a relationship and then after a breakup, what is the worst you have seen? Nini wamefanyana kibaya zaidi?
Me, like I have a friend who had a guy used like hit him or something, but he used to stay there. So me, like tunaweza sema about relationship is, I don't know, just take care of yourself. There are things that are not worth it. So like usikai place and you're being affected but you're still there. You just have to do you and like do what is best for you. Kuna vitu zenye you will stay there then you will get hurt, or I've seen people go into depression, wengine wameanza kutumia drugs, as in mtu ana miss class jishali yake alimuacha ati sasa amelala tu hafanyi anything. Kuna vitu tu haziko worth it. So like we came here mainly to like get a career or something. So yes, you can have the side things like relationships, friends and everything, but stick to your purpose, because I'm Jawana. So like the need for kuwana and everything, it's not worth it.
So you feel, you're telling us that you had a friend who, despite being in an abusive relationship, kept staying there. She didn't want to leave.
Yeah, she used to sit there, alisema like the guy needed this love, ati she wanted to show the guy love and everything. But to me what I think is that angetoka tu because yeye alikuwa naumia, because after all aligongwa akakadhea then wakaachana, so like hakuna kitu aligain. Yeah.
Gentlemen, let me engage you, sir. Kindly tell me your name. Alafu nitaomba uvue kofia. Tell me your name and then tell us, sir, are we ready in campus? Are we at an age where we are ready to accept rejection? Are we at an age where we should even be thinking of getting into relationships?
Mimi naitwa Newton Angwenyi na ningesema si vijana ndio tunaumia sana. Tuache kudate sana kwa proc. Sasa sisi ndio tunaumia. Kama jana sasa wameona hapo Moi. Jamaa sasa kwa sababu ya hasira akapata amempiga, kwa sababu hiyo ni love, kwa sababu ya kudate na kwa proc. Na wengine si lazima ingie kwa relationship kwa campus. Kuna vitu vingi unasafanya kama apart from kuingia kwa mapenzi.
The last gentleman, let me engage you. Aside from relationships, we have seen so many killings in universities, so many. Do you feel as a student, are the universities safe anymore?
Some partly we are safe, but according to what has happened recently, students are killed, nothing happens. We are told investigations are going on, no feedback. Just stories, nothing happens. Let the government stop telling us about the stories, what you are doing. The VCs are saying, oh, we are following up the cases, nothing happens. Tell us the person who was involved, the person who killed is in the custody. But don't tell us stories. We don't want stories. We want to make sure, tell us that we are safe. But
thank you. Very powerful sentiments, Michelle, from the last gentleman here. Says that so many killings happening and too much talk, not very positive results coming out. The culprits are not apprehended. Of course, he speaks about the very many killings that have happened recently in universities, not necessarily involving relationships, but yesterday's that involving Moi University students is what we were talking about with the other students. Their sentiments, you've heard them, and that's all we have from Nyeri County. Michelle.
All right, thank you very much, Ibrahim Karanja there. Ibrahim Karanja getting some sentiments on some students of Kimathi University. Remember, you can always join the conversation online. We're asking you what exactly is ailing our universities leading to frequent killings. Just to sample some of your feedback online. One, Askari Gary, is saying all the killings are love-related stories as a result of mistrust among the two, creating anger and agony to one partner. As a result of stress, one loses hope and can do anything even if it costs his or her life, because hakuna vile nitakutreat na help yangu miaka 4 then uniambie. Jacob Okello says watoto wanapenda pesa na hawasomi. Their role models are questionable characters devoid of morals. Michael Okuno says more awareness on gender-based violence is needed in all universities in Kenya. Keep the conversation going. Tweet me directly at Ashley Mazuri at KTN News K. The hashtag to use is KTN News Center. We're taking a short break, but when we come back, we'll still continue with this conversation. Don't go too far.
This is KTN News.